Okay, let's go through one of the homework problems that you have to do. So y equals x squared plus 4. So x equals y squared plus 4. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So I get x minus 4 equals y squared. Now notice I don't have to complete the square on this one. I just have to take the square root of both sides. So I have plus or minus the square root of x minus 4 equals y. There's my inverse function. So now how do I graph x squared plus 4? So x squared plus 4 would normally look something like this. So I have, notice that 4 there tells me where it's crossing the axes. That'll give me a little bit of information, but notice that in this particular case, I have it, since I don't have anything with the x, my value is going to be right there. So I'm going to actually put that one in there. So how do I know that that's true? Because remember, when we're taking a look at this, it's already in the right form. So that's really x minus 0 squared plus 4. So that means that my point is really at 0, 4. Okay, so that's where my vertex is. So that means on my other one, my vertex is going to be located at 4, 0. Okay, so then I'm going to have a function that looks something like this. It's going to go, here's my kind of graph. That means I'm going to be looking at the other side of it. And then if I were to look at the other side of this function, I could see the other part of the graph would look something like that. And of course, my line would look like that. That takes care of these types of functions. The next thing that we're going to get into is an example, which is kind of a word problem. I like this example, and the reason why I like this example is because this makes sense. This is something that it'll make sense once we finish it up. So here is my function. You'll notice over here we have a function that converts from Fahrenheit to Celsius. What I want to do is I want to find the inverse of this function. So this is my y. This is, of course, my x. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same steps. Y equals, I guess I already have it like that. So I'm going to have 5/9 x and then minus, and then that would be 5/9 times 32. Well, actually, I'm going to kind of leave it alone. I'm not going to worry about it. And the reason why I'm going to leave it alone is because I'm going to be multiplying things out anyway. So then I reverse things. X equals 5/9 y minus 32. I want to isolate that y. So I'm going to multiply everything by 9/5. That'll cancel the 9/5. So I have 9/5 x equals, and of course this one goes away, y minus 32. So then I have 9/5 x plus 32 equals y. And now you notice we have a different equation. So y equals 9/5 x plus 32. Now, if you've taken chemistry or physics or anything when you've been learning about temperatures and how to do conversions, this equation converts Fahrenheit. So this would be a Fahrenheit temperature, and we figure out how many degrees Celsius that would be. And then you might recognize this. This we take a Celsius value and convert it to a Fahrenheit value. So when we find the inverse, we can see that that's what the inverse is. So that's what they went through. They went through all those steps. Notice here, 9/5 x plus 32. Now they do say to graph these. This case, I'm not going to ask you to graph that. You might have to do it on the check, but you can graph that particular function just by, of course, both of these are lines. And so you should be able to figure out all this stuff here. If you need to graph it, I don't think it's worth it going through and graphing those. So you can skip those parts if you want to. And that'll take care of looking at interpretations. I think we still have some more homework problems that we need to get through.